Today we are going to be talking about the law of detachment. This is something that is so vital and so helpful towards becoming unshakable and unbothered. For a little bit of backstory, when I was about 13 or 14, I learned about the law of attraction. And I thought it was the most revolutionary, life-changing concept. The idea that I could manifest whatever I wanted. I could create my dream life just using my thoughts. That sounds pretty amazing. But then for so many years following, I developed the most intense death grip on my goals, and I thought that if I ever stopped trying to manifest what I wanted, then those things would escape me and I would lose them forever. It was a very frantic, very desperate mindset that I was in, and so often I was just feeling disappointed, discouraged, and also just really drained. This is where the law of detachment comes in, and this is the vital thing that I was missing in my life. The law of detachment is the ability to release our attachment to what we desire, to sink into a state of trust and surrender rather than trying to force or control. As I said, before I implemented the law of detachment, I thought that if I stopped trying to actively manifest what I wanted, then I would be saying essentially that I was just not committed enough. Now, with the law of detachment, I know that the universe knows what I want, just like the universe knows what you want, because likely if you're watching this video, you have done all of the same things that I've done. You've done the journaling, you've done the vision boards, you've done the affirmations. The universe gets it. Now is when we really just need to give those goals time to manifest, time to actually follow their own timeline and happen however they're meant to happen. No force, no death grip, just doing the work, trusting the process, and relaxing, because ultimately that is the best way to make things happen. When we are relaxed, we show up in our lives better, we produce much better work, and we're ultimately just going to be a lot more level-headed and make just better decisions in life. Starting with the 5 main ideas of the law of detachment. Control what you can control, which is nothing except yourself. Allow others to be themselves. Don't try to force connections or situations that clearly don't want to manifest, because nothing that is truly meant for you is going to pass you by. All you need to do is prioritize your own actions and your own relationship with yourself. Number 2, uncertainty is reality. So choose to just trust that everything is going to work out in your favor, regardless of what the journey is gonna look like. We're never gonna know exactly what steps we need to take. You just have to make sure that you're still taking steps, because things are always gonna become much more clear later on. Number 3, focus on the moment, not the outcome. It is so important to enjoy every moment for exactly how it is, not what it could theoretically turn into or bring you in the future. This allows you to see situations and people for exactly as they are, not the idea of what you think they could be, instead of doing what we all love to do, myself included, and allow your personal ideas surrounding the future and what you want to allow you to get entangled in certain situations or relationships that maybe aren't actually connected at all. Number 4, detaching from what other people think of you. The only opinion of yourself that truly should matter to you is your own. This will allow you to stop taking things personally. It is going to allow you to stop seeking validation from others. You're just going to be able to feel a lot more secure in your authentic self. Number 5, don't give external forces power over your reality. When you put all of your worth and focus on things that you have no control over, you are inherently giving those things the power to completely disrupt your life. This is something that I know from personal experience, because sometimes if someone would reject me or I wouldn't get the opportunity that I wanted, I would feel really down and low and I wouldn't want to do anything. My motivation would decrease. Just like if something that I had been working on didn't perform well, then I would again lose motivation. But you really can't give external forces that much power over your life. You are the only one that should have power over your happiness and motivation, not another person, job, or outcome. And finally, number 6, rejection is redirection. I always have to remind myself this, but if it's not, it is something better. Now we're going to talk about what exactly the law of detachment looks like in daily life. Especially in our careers or at school, it can become very easy to get really hung up on certain outcomes. This is definitely a lot easier said than done, but try to shift your focus to the effort that you're putting in rather than the outcome. Detach from the need for absolutely everything to pan out perfectly, because we know that there's ultimately a lot of value in making mistakes, and rejection is redirection. So maybe there's an incredible opportunity that's going to be right around the corner, and you have to be available for that to happen, because everything happens for a reason. I know I say this all the time, and it's probably so annoying because it's just becoming one of those cliche motivational phrases, but it really is so true, because you can gain something from every experience, no matter how hard it is. So we can set our goals and set our intentions and manifest as much as we want, but we're also just going to allow things to pan out based on their own unique timeline. This is your reminder to detach from that imaginary perfect little timeline in your head and just allow things to happen as they're supposed to. This is something that I need to tell myself daily. This also looks like trusting that even though we don't know every step we need to take, we know that we're gonna get there somehow. Because even though you might not be able to see it, the path still exists. Now we're going to talk about what the law of detachment looks like in relationships and dating. In order to have a healthy level of detachment in relationships, you really have to have a strong foundation of self-love, knowledge of yourself, and independence. Because love should be out of want, not need. As someone that has always been a romantic at heart, I've always loved watching movies and reading romance books. There is so much emphasis on I could never live without you, and you're my other half, you make my life complete kind of talk. But that mindset in real life can actually be a very clear sign of over-attachment and codependency. So what does detachment look like? Knowing that no matter what happens, whether you're with someone for life or you go your separate ways, you know that you're gonna be okay, because you are all good, you are whole and complete on your own. Anything that you can get from a relationship, you can get from yourself. It also looks like not centering your identity and your life around a certain relationship or person. Having your own independent goals and focuses, maintaining friendships and things outside of the relationship, having a really excellent and well-rounded self-love practice, and just ensuring that you're still doing things on your own. Another super important thing is treating yourself with all of the care and love that you need in order to feel whole, so that you're not entering into a relationship trying to find someone else that can fill that void in your life. A relationship, it's not going to solve those problems if you're not addressing them yourself. This is so important. Allow people to exit your life if that is what they choose to do. When we try to hold on to someone, we are filling space that otherwise could have been held for something more aligned, someone that is better suited for you. It is so much better to be on your own and work on yourself, holding space for an aligned relationship, than it is to stay in something that's familiar but not meant for you. But also, being healthily detached does not mean that you are not still showing affection and enjoying the time that you spend with people. You still need to be kind and loving and express all the love that you have to give and accept their love in return, because being detached does not mean being cold. Being detached just means that you are being responsible with your own heart, your own mental health, and you know that you're ultimately going to be okay on your own, no matter what happens. I believe that this is going to allow all of us to experience a much more steady and secure kind of love. Being in any kind of relationship definitely comes with a certain level of risk. Just because you're putting yourself out there, you could potentially get hurt. Which is why it is so important to have a healthy level of detachment. Yet again, knowing that you're gonna be okay, but you're still choosing to spend time with someone and be with someone because you like spending time with them, and vice versa. And if you're like me and you haven't found your person yet, you're still living your best single life, remember that that is okay, because you have everything that you need right now on your own. Anything that you can get from a relationship, you can give to yourself. And this message is brought to you by Anyway, that is all. I hope you enjoyed my 2 cents on this topic. I think that the law of detachment is such a great extension to a manifestation practice. I think it's going to create a much more balanced approach to creating your dream life. And already in my life, it has brought me so much more calmness and serenity and just peace with the present moment. And I hope it can do the same thing for you. Make sure to subscribe while you're here. Here's my Instagram if you would like to see more content from me. And until next time, I will talk to you in my next video.